Hi everyone. I've been playing in my garden a little bit this morning, and while I'm at it, or while I was at it, I just thought I would share with you another amazing herb. It's actually it's a root vegetable, actually, and its name is burdock root, or arctium lappa. So while I was digging some up to put into my juices, I thought I'd give you a look and see what it's like. Because of the angle of the sun, it's a little bit difficult to see, but if I move these leaves aside and you look in there, you'll see that's it emerging from the ground, the stalks, and these very large leaves. So this is called burdock, arctium lappa, and well, they reckon you can eat the leaves. They reckon you can cook them and steam them, and even candy the stems like angelica. These stems can be broken off and candied before they flower. As soon as they flower, they tend to become a bit hard and stringy, and they lose their vitality because the vitality has gone into the flower, just as with any flowering plant. But well, they say you can eat it, and you generally stick to the young tender leaves, like the one in here. I actually find that it's extremely bitter, the leaves. The leaves are extremely bitter, and I can't eat it. I can't eat anything that bitter. They say bitter things are good for the liver, as far as Chinese medicine is concerned. But I think if you can't stomach it, your body's probably telling you it doesn't really need it. In any case, I steer clear of the leaves, but the root is fantastic, and the root, so long as the soil is well drained, and this is good, well draining sandy soil, even though we've got lots of rich organic matter added to it. So these roots penetrate quite deeply, and I'll take you now and show you some of the roots that I've just dug up. So here is some burdock root, and this is how big they are. So this is quite a good specimen. They can grow up to about 1 metre long. When you are growing burdock, it's important, as with any root vegetable, that the soil isn't too rich in nitrogen, because if it's too rich in nitrogen, you'll find that they put out too many of these side shoots, but they're not really well formed such as this. So lower nitrogen in the soils means that the roots are much longer and more well formed, such as these examples here. So these haven't really been fertilized at all. They've just been allowed to grow pretty much naturally, with just a nice, rich, organic, additive to the soil, such as compost. They go quite well. And you can plant them after a heavy feeding crop, such as lettuce or greens that require nitrogen, and once they're done, you can put in your root vegetables, and they'll go quite well. However, I find, I tend to leave these in situ in the same spot, because if you don't use them one season to the next, they will come back and they'll just keep growing. So these are some pretty good examples. So there you have it, burdock. It's a great source of vitamins A, B and C, as most of your plants are. It's an excellent source of minerals. It's very balanced in calcium and phosphorus, so it's fairly neutral in the pH. The root is an excellent source of inulin. Inulin is a carbohydrate that doesn't really affect blood sugar levels that much, so it doesn't spike insulin in the body, so it's very great for diabetics. But it's also an excellent source of the minerals zinc, chromium, selenium and silica. So it's great, has great beautifying and tonifying properties, along with the calcium phosphorus, for your nervous system, for the brain, and for your hair, skin and nails. So it's an awesome beauty herb, and I think David Wolfe mentions it in his book Eating for Beauty. Pretty easy to grow. Yeah, I recommend it. Give it a try. Use those. Those roots are easily juiced. You can cook them. They're not very flavoursome. I prefer to juice them. So if you're going to make up a nice juice with some root vegetables like carrot and beetroot, throw on some burdock root, and then some sweeter fruits and some greens to top that all off, like dandelion. It'll be pretty
So
awesome.
just quickly, before we go, the Swiss inventor George de Mestral, after having discovered that the seeds of the burdock root plant stuck to everything, stuck very well, and that's how they get propagated, he looked at them very closely and saw these hook-like features as part of the seeds, and that's how they stuck. And so he thought, well, let's just mimic nature, and that's where Velcro came from. Believe it or not. How's that? Catch you soon.